11 yards, first down, Denver. This telecast is presented by authority of the National Football League, is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of the telecast without the express written consent of the National Football League is prohibited. Elway, Wilhite. Giant territory to about the 47. Lawrence Taylor on the stop. Another Denver first down, a gain of 11. 2.5 minutes left to play. 39-13 Giants. Denver in the hurry-up. Elway threw a grounder, stops the clock with 2:20. In the direction of Wilhite again.
This is the type of thing that I'm sure that the Bronco players are just thinking, why don't we just run it out? Get this thing over with. The Giant players are probably thinking the same thing.
Probably.
I wonder what the one guy, did you see number 36, Mark Haynes, was sitting there on that Bronco bench. Of course, he was traded this year from the Giants to the Broncos. Where he is playing in the Super Bowl for the Broncos against his old teammates.
2nd and 10 outside from Elway. Again, intended for Wilhite. There's Mark Haynes.
Yeah, that has to be a tough thing that you're on one team and you're playing your old teammates who you were around when they were building. They have to be all your friends, guys like Brad Benson there.
That's one of the good things about this being the last game of the season. He's got a chance for his nose to get well.
I think Carson threw a fake to the bucket. Seeing Jim Burt there, I think they're starting to plan their ceremony. Not doing it, just planning it now.
Elway up into the pocket, out of the pocket, down the middle. Pass caught by Vance Johnson, touchdown. What a heck of a catch and what a heck of a throw by Elway. Kenny Hill and Herb Welch both back there. 46-yard touchdown pass.
The Broncos thought they were going to be able to do this. They just hoped it would come a little early. You know, that ball control thing, then go for a couple scrambles and try and get a deep one later. See, Elway can buy time. He just steps up, moves to the left a little, and then he just uncorks this thing down here to Vance Johnson. There, Herb Welch didn't even see that thing coming. It just went right over his shoulder.
Just heard it whistle by. Carlos for the extra point. And 47-yard touchdown pass from Elway. That makes it 39-20 with just 2 minutes and 6 seconds left to play. That tells you something, doesn't it? Tonight on CBS, the premiere of Hard Copy from the creators of Murder, She Wrote. Phil Simms has been named the game's most valuable player. And Simms gets the bucket.
Simms got the first bucket. Yeah, there was a player bucket to be decided later. Simms got it. Now we still got 2 more buckets. I think we know one's is a Bill Parcells bucket, and I think the other one is going to be another coach's bucket. Look who goes against it. 2 offensive linemen. Bart Oates, Brad Benson, whap, on the quarterback, who's the MVP.
Again, the Broncos shoot for the onside kick, and it doesn't work. And the Giants come up with the ball. Zeke Moat this time. 2:03 left to play.
I don't think Simms can go in and play offense now.
Look at this.
No, he weighs like 5 pounds more. They have to put Jeff Rutledge in there. Simms said, I can't play. Ball would just slip out of my hand. I know what he's saying. He's saying it's cold.
There's Rutledge.
Well, the quarterback can't play when you get the bucket.
Plus you're cold.
Rutledge says, what a way to get in a Super Bowl. The starting quarterback gets the bucket, and I got to go play.
Rutledge was in one before when he was with the Rams.
Well, he was in one today. Remember the fourth down?
Yeah.
Where he picked up the first.
Yeah.
That I think was a big, big play and a turning point in this game.
That's Tony Galbraith with the ball. Stopped by Andre Townsend. Think Burt's coming back in?
Oh, he looked like he got a bucket.
That's the first time he's been able to lift his arms all year. 39-20. Giants lead Denver.
Look, here he comes.
There's a super party animal. His name is Spud McKenzie.
Spud McKenzie.
A real hot night and a cold Bud Light puts him in a party frenzy.
He's Spud McKenzie, Bud Light's original party animal.
That's Spuds. He is the party.
So go, Spuds, go!
It began as a simple test to see what hundreds of business people preferred. Long-distance calls made on the fiber optic lines of U.S. Sprint or calls made on AT&T's lines. Over 75% preferred the clarity of U.S. Sprint, and over 90% of them said they'd switch. That's not a test. That's a landslide. Call U.S. Sprint. We're building the first and only 100% fiber optic network clear across America.
Huyakalea Mumu. Behold the Isuzu Pup, the lowest price truck in America. About $6. Buy a pup now and you can get 3.9% financing or 500 pounds of bananas. Why, I saved enough money to buy this island and all the fish. Penumeli Kiki Bobo.
Hurry, 3.9% financing or $500 rebate offer ends soon.
Top-ranked Iowa faces the tough-at-home Wolverines on Michigan turf. Then Syracuse and Georgetown in their first battle this year, next Saturday on CBS Sports.
It's been the NFL on CBS, and this has been Super Bowl number 21. The Giants' year. Rutledge. Handoff to Galbraith. And the clock runs now with 1:45 left. Ricky Hundley on the stop. Carson has changed shirts and is in the security uniform now. That's the yellow jacket that security people... And there it comes.
Well, there's two kinds. There's plain water and there's the sticky stuff. And when it has color in it, it's sticky. And I'll tell you, Bill Parcells loves this one.
Rutledge just kneeled. He got another one. They washed out the sticky stuff.
So, well, a Super Bowl is worth the double bucket. It really is. Look, he's saying, hey, is there any more there? You guys got any more? Now he looks at the clock because he's looking up there to see how long he has to stay there.
Oh.
He thought it was all over. And I'll tell you, he got the big one there.
Did he ever? That looked like he was going on a honeymoon somewhere with that waterfall. Carson, who's done it all year. Don't forget, stay with us. We'll go to the locker rooms of both teams. Meet the outstanding players. The most valuable player again, Phil Simms. The trophy presentation by Commissioner Rozelle. And the heartbreak in that locker room. No matter. It's been a great year in Denver. Doesn't show right now, does it?
Well, the big thing is, you know, and they're all going to say it, it's not getting to the Super Bowl, it's winning the Super Bowl and being the champion. And the difference in the feelings, I mean, the Giants are as high a thrill and as big a thrill, as an emotional as you can ever get in sports. I think the Broncos are the opposite side of that. There's
Jim Burt and his son.
You talk about a look-alike. That kid's playing nose tackle in kindergarten. He goes one-on-one. Look at the size of that guy. Look, he's going nose to nose, head to head.
Like he could wear the same jersey.
Oh,
almost.
yeah, they butt each other. That's how they say good morning. They give each other a butt. The defensive coordinator in Burt, Bill Belichick. He's getting it there. He might not come out of that hug.
John Landetta's got a ball. Going to take away with him.
Probably be practicing punting tomorrow.
The most valuable player, Phil Simms.
And on his left, Ron Earhart, who's the offensive coordinator, who did an outstanding job.
Really?
Giant offense, because they had the injuries, they had all that trouble early, but got them through that so they could have that strong finish.
56 seconds remaining. Galbraith tries to get around to the outside. Rulon Jones calls the timeout. Simon Fletcher made the tackle with Rulon. That's all the timeouts for Denver. Coming up next, again, a reminder, the Super Bowl today, the post-game show, the presentation of the Vince Lombardi Trophy, interviews with the winners and losers. And all the jubilation and sadness that goes to both locker rooms. Tom Jackson, who was injured, his knee, probably his last year. He's, I think, having second thoughts about his retirement with a quarterback, John Elway.
Well, Tom Jackson is the real leader of this team. I mean, he's the guy who gives the spirit and the life and gets everyone up. And, you know, I think there he was just trying to get John Elway up. You know, and say, hey, you did what you had to.
There's Greg Lasker. Jim Burt. He looks full-grown without the pads, doesn't he? Raul Allegre with him.
Well, the Giants moved up here on Friday night, and Jim Burt was complaining to Bill Parcells, we need a weight room. You got to find us a weight room. We had to lift weights Friday and Saturday.
Leonard Marshall must have made a visit to the weight room.
Leonard just busted right out of that T-shirt. He just blew the middle out of it.
Joe Collier, who's done such a great job with this Denver defense. Fourth down. Rutledge keeps it. Rutledge is down. The Broncos will take over. Stopped by Rulon Jones. Clock will stop on that change of possession with 44 seconds remaining.
Yeah, Big Leonard, he just did blow part of that thing. It just blew right out of the T-shirt.
In the Giant locker room, waiting, the president of the Giants, Wellington Mara. There to accept the trophy and the accolades that go with this Super Bowl championship. It's been a long time. Kubiak is the quarterback now. Always through. Kubiak, middle. Broncos out of timeouts. When Sampson made the catch, clock continues to run, a gain of 8. There are a lot of people who deserve a lot of credit on both these teams. Wellington Mara, you saw, the Broncos and their organization, Tim Mara, Bill Parcells, George Young, the whole group, Dan Reeves.
What was that one? I didn't hear that one.
I didn't either. 12 men on the field, I think.
Well, they all want to get on just to be on the field, you know, to play, get on the field. Landetta may run in there and play defense. You know, other guys like George Martin and Harry Carson, guys that have been around there, Brad Benson, a long time, been through the bad years, to go through that, stick with it, and come up to today has to be a special day for everyone, but for those guys, I think it really means something. More, bigger.
I think, John, when you go back and look, as we have an opportunity maybe to sort of reflect on the early part of the game, the Broncos got there and didn't get the points. I think that has to be something that they'll be thinking about a long time.
Well, that was a big part of this thing. And then that halftime, I mean, the way the Giants went in and came out in the second half and just dominated and took over that game in the third quarter. And then with this defense, this great Giant defense, when they get ahead, boy, they just smother you. They make you play uphill, and they're just playing downhill on you and knocking you out. Next thing they're trying to figure out there is who's going to carry the coach off. See, they're planning. Brad Benson was back there planning. And we know Jim Burt won't. He already has something to carry off there.
Here's Kubiak out of the pocket. And Sampson scampers out of bounds, stops the clock, a gain of 11. Broncos keep hanging on and hanging in.
The fans are booing that one. They want the game to be over and the celebrating to start.
I'm amazed as you look around the Rose Bowl, nobody's left. The place is still full.
I tell you, this is a great place for a football game. And you know, and the weather's nice, and it's a nice day, and, you know, you're enjoying, and it's a happening, and you're there. And, you know, to go there and not see it to its finish, you know, doesn't make any sense either. This place is going to be packed. Getting out, you can't get out anyway.
Yeah, you might as well stay, I guess. Kubiak down by Dorsey. And Pepper Johnson. And Eric Howard. And Parcells is up on the shoulders of the offensive lineman.
He's saying, not yet. It's okay, Bill. It's okay. You got it.
How does he feel, John?
I'll tell you, he feels great. This is as good as it gets. Doesn't get any better than this. And the great thing about it, it lasts forever. It's not something that's not there tomorrow.
Can never take it away.
Well, they have a net, you know, that's a stomp and grind.
Pepper Johnson and William Roberts.
And they have a name. And go right in the middle of the field and do it. You know, they say it's business. They talk about, you know, this and that, the business, the agents, and the strike. When you're out there and this is happening, it's a game. And it's fun, and it's playing, and it's kids.
It's grown kids. McConkey, who got his Sheriff's touchdown.
They never wanted to end. Oh, if I had a 12 again, I'd just stay out in the field. I wouldn't get on. That's what Phil McConkey's thinking. I want to stay out here.
Rutledge with a football under his arm, and that, as you said, was indeed a key play. Wellington Mara in the middle of the team. Parcells. Well, John Madden and I would simply like to say we enjoyed it, and thank you. Final score, the Giants 39, the Broncos 10. Stay tuned for the post-game show and the presentation of the Vince Lombardi Trophy. Also interviews with the losing and winning teams. That's all coming up on the post-game show. CBS Sports coverage of Super Bowl number 21 will continue after this message and a word from your local station.
Nobody has lower fares than United to more cities across this land. North to south, east to west, only United has low fares to all 50 states.
You're not just flying, you're flying the friendly skies.
Hey, buy one. New York Giants Super Bowl champs.
I got another sherbet.
Shoot.
Hard copy. It's a winner.
Next.
This is CBS.
It's my first stop on the road for Pizza Hut. In order to learn more about why Americans love Pizza Hut pizza so much, I've turned this parking lot into Pizza Election Headquarters. Hi, nice to see you. What I'd like you to do is go to your nearest Pizza Hut restaurant and vote for your favorite pizza. And in return, one lucky voter from every participating Pizza Hut will win a pizza a week for a year. Thank you. Thank you very much for your support. Thank you very much. Yes, go to Pizza Hut, vote sausage, vote pepperoni, just vote. I'm Rich Hall. This is going to be fun.
When you come to Meineke Discount Mufflers, you don't have to worry about the price.
I'm not gonna pay a lot for this muffler.
I'm not gonna pay a lot for this muffler.
I'm not going to pay a lot for this muffler.
At Meineke, you won't pay a lot. We'll install the Everlast muffler you need in 30 minutes in most cases at a price you won't worry about from $18.93 installed.
I'm not gonna pay a lot for this muffler.
You're not going to pay a lot at Meineke.
When business is done without pinstripes or parking spaces, one familiar tool will still be vital.
Go ahead and start. I'll be right there.
The human voice. Today, Bell of Pennsylvania business calling services provide unsurpassed quality and value. With regional toll calls as loud and clear as they come. VIP volume discounts with lower rates for heavy calling. Watt service with even lower rates for even heavier calling. And 800 toll-free service to invite customer orders.
So everyone agrees. We go with Bell of Pennsylvania.
No one has better quality.
And Bell of Pennsylvania has the low rates we're looking for.
Absolutely.
I agree. No contest. I'll buy lunch.
Give your business a stronger voice. For today and for times to come. Call 1-800-BE-CALL. Bell of Pennsylvania. It pays to call on someone you know.
Hi, I'm Sean Lewis from the North Side. You're watching KKA TV2.
CBS Sports coverage of the Super Bowl 21 postgame show is sponsored by the 1987 German-engineered Volkswagens and your Volkswagen dealers. U.S. Sprint, where every fiber optic call will sound like you're right next door. And by IBM.
The celebration going on now surrounding Jim Burt as he attempts to rejoin his teammates down here in the victorious locker room area. And now it is time to present the Vince Lombardi Trophy for this great season-end performance, not only by Burt, but the entire New York Giant football team. And with me is the Commissioner of Football, Pete Rozelle, and one of the co-owners of the New York Giants, Wellington Mara, and their outstanding coach, Bill Parcells. Commissioner, you make the presentation.
I'm very pleased to congratulate Wellington Mara, the president of the Giants, and also the president of the National Football Conference. Well, your father, Timothy J. Mara, founded the Giants in 1925. In that first season, you were a 9-year-old ball boy. And ever since that time, I think the Giants have been both the business and the love of the Mara family. Bill, all I can say is I'm sure you will reject it, but you're this year's NFL Genius coach. President Reagan has been watching, and he asked me to advise you that at your convenience, he'd like to have the whole Giant squad at the White House. Well, congratulations.
Wellington, your thoughts now.
Well, Brent, 2 weeks ago, I told Virginia McCaskey that if there were words to express my opinion, I didn't know them yet. I'm not any smarter today than I was then, but I'm very proud to represent the great bunch of men, our coaches and our players, and I'm very happy to accept this in their behalf in recognition of the effort and the achievement that they accomplished by their effort this year. Bill, take it away.
Coach. Great moment for you, Bill, and I have to harken back to the third quarter. It was 4th and 1 at midfield. There are a lot of coaches who would have said, let's punt it. I've got a great punter and a tremendous defense. You decided to gamble at that moment in this game. Tell me about it.
Well, it was about 2 feet, and it's something we've had all year, Brent. And, you know, you're trying to win the game. This is for the World Championship, and, you know, it's not for faint-hearted people, so you got to take your shot. And, you know, it just paid off. I have a lot of confidence in our guys. When I challenge them with that kind of call, they try to make the play. They made every one of them we tried this year.
Bill, did you do anything differently when you saw that Phil Simms had such a hot hand here today?
No, but I just like to say that I think that ought to dispel any myth about Phil Simms, because I'll tell you, he was absolutely magnificent today.
Probably
Absolutely.
the best game played in a Super Bowl a long time by a quarterback. You'd have to hearken back to the performances of a Terry Bradshaw.
Well, that might be the best game the quarterbacks played in, and you might count all the games for this year.
Now, coaches have had so much trouble repeating, coming back again. I hate to yank you into the future, but what will you tell this group of athletes to try to keep their mind focused in on winning again?
My guys got a good work ethic. They're dependable. They're reliable people. And I think the challenge will be to, to see what we can do and maybe separate ourselves from some of those other great teams. If we can come back and keep competing the way we have, I think we'll be competitive for a while.
Congratulations, Coach. You did a magnificent job. All right. And our Super Bowl today, post-game festivities will continue from the New York Giant locker room in just a moment.
McDonald's presents Double Features.
I don't know how to say this.
It was a time they'd never forget.
I'm starving.
It was dinner time. Time for McDonald's Double Features. McDonald's Double Cheeseburger. It's big, it's beefy, it's back. And introducing double fries. Crisp, golden, double the regular size.
I wish this could go on forever.
It won't. It's only available for a limited time. Don't miss it. McDonald's Double Features.
In the year 4 million BC, man took a giant step. He got up off all fours. And now, after millions of years of evolution, man has discovered he's better off on all fours in a Vanagon Synchro.
Dad?
Oh, Julie, but your hay fever.
Oh, she hasn't had a sniffle all day. And they're ready to dance all night.
Thanks to research by Dow's pharmaceutical subsidiary, millions like Julie may now find relief from allergies without the drowsiness often associated with allergy treatments.
You can make a difference in what tomorrow brings.
Save me a dance.
'Cause Dow makes you do great things.
At first, IBM electric typewriters made typing easier. Then we improved the way typing looked and revolutionized its touch and feel. IBM even fixed the way errors got fixed. Today, IBM wheel writers and quiet writers do things our old typewriters never dreamed of. They're faster, quieter. They have memory and can even signal mistakes as you make them. The typewriters secretaries like best just get better and better.
Had 2 tickets for today's game, right on the 50-yard line. But I sold them. You're probably saying, what a jerk. But guess what I got with the money? A Volkswagen Golf.
The video diary of Tony Galbraith continues here in the Giants locker room. The man who made it work, Phil Simms. He's with Irv Cross. Let's go to Irv.
You know, Brent, Phil Simms threw 11 consecutive receptions, setting a Super Bowl record. Of course, you did everything well, Phil, your MVP. Did you feel like you could have gone 100% today?
Yeah, I did. I just felt like when we were warming up, I just told everybody, I said, I got it today. I was throwing the ball real well. And, we had a lot to prove our offense coming in here because people didn't say anything about us all week. And I think everybody thought our receivers couldn't be a part of this game. And we had something to prove, and we talked about it all week. We were going to come out of here running, and we were just going to see if they could cover us. And the receivers, everything, the game plan was terrific. It really was.
Well, what was the difference in the first half and the second half? Of course, you guys didn't score against the ball in the first time we played them in New York, but you were a completely different team in the second half.
Well, today in the second half, in the first half we moved it every time. I just had a breakdown a couple of times and just missed completing big passes. And, we stayed with the same stuff, and we just got it going, and we hit a few big plays. And, sometimes you get it going in this league, it's hard to stop it, and that's the way we were today.
Congratulations, Phil. Super Bowl 21's most valuable player, Phil Simms. Brent.
All right, Irv, the other co-owner of the Giants and a man who was instrumental in helping bring George Young to the franchise is Tim Merritt. Tim, you had to turn this group around. There were some lean times. Your reflections.
You're right, Brent, and I'd like to take this opportunity on behalf of my mother and my sister and myself to congratulate the players, to congratulate the assistant coaches, and to congratulate the greatest head coach the Giants have had in my lifetime, Bill Parcells, and to thank this man right over here, George Young, because if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have done this today. and I'm very happy for all our fans because they deserve it. Thank you, Fred.
Thank you. George, your feelings now. This is such a great moment for you. You helped put this team together.
Well, Brent, I'm so happy for both sides of the Marrow family because they gave me the support to try to help Bill Parcells do the wonderful job he's done and how well the players have done. We have great players and great support from the owners. Just what else can you say? And I'm very happy, really, to see the happy faces of the Giant fans because they've supported us so much for so long.
Well, George and Tim, I don't want to sensationalize the point, but nor do I want to leave without referring to it. And that's the fact that Wellington and Tim do not get along, but the fact remains. They kept the focus on winning football games. They got the job done this year, and they deserve to be acclaimed for that. We will continue with the Super Bowl Today postgame show in just a moment.
This is CBS.
You going to work already?
It's 7 o'clock.
It's been a rough week. I'm not going to be a resident forever, you know.
You'll always work like one.
Hey. He likes little kids. And someday there's going to be more money.
And we won't know what to do with it.
Right. Maybe it's time we get some advice.
The willingness to work a little harder. That's pride in performance. Some people build their lives on it. We built a bank on it. Pittsburgh National.
We were answering an emergency call for Bella, Pennsylvania Yellow Pages.
They're crawling out of the woodwork.
Termites, sir.
Yellow Pages, like these.
Frank?
This guy says he's got more than Yellow Pages.
Since Garo Yepremian ended their season in a playoff game on Christmas Day 1971 with a field goal that gave Miami a victory in what is still the longest game ever played in the NFL. It went into a second overtime period.
Kansas City is a wild card team. Cincinnati wins today over the Jets. If New England wins, the wild card teams are Kansas City and New England. If Miami wins, the wild card teams are Kansas City and Cincinnati.
Blackledge cautiously falls on the ball, and it's now history, and it wasn't easy.
That's it.
Now it's time for the Most Valuable Player Award, sponsored by Budweiser, and today's MVP is Frank Gand, the former Air Force pilot who is the special teams coach for the Kansas City Chiefs. Budweiser will make a contribution to the United Way on behalf of all the MVPs selected in today's games. Congratulations to Jack Stedman and Jim Schaff, and certainly to Lamar Hunt and all the Kansas City Chiefs and their long-suffering fans as they finally taken it into postseason play. A salute from Chuck Noll, who's been there with the playoff team 11 of the last 14 years, including 4 Super Bowl winners. But the Steelers will be home for the holidays this year. We'll be coming back to Three Rivers Stadium after this.
We
Come on! Hey, what a team! We got fans! Because we give 110%. Give 110% and expect it. From everyone, everything.
Speed-Stick Antiperspirant gives 110%. Why? It's the most powerful protection you can get. Nothing fights wetness and odor better. Glides on dry, lasts all day. That's 110% protection.
Speed-Stick Antiperspirant, the wide stick.
That's your edge.
By Menon.
If you want to know, my throat is killing me. It's raw, rough.
Mr. Wyatt is in for a nice surprise. With Chloraseptic Spray, he's going to get incredibly fast sore throat relief.
I don't know.
Because doctor recommended Chloraseptic goes to work right where you hurt. But how fast is it? Works so fast that Mr. Wyatt will start to feel relief.
Wow, it's,
before we finish this commercial.
The pain is disappearing.
Hello, everybody. I'm Jim Brinson. The Steelers close out the 1986 NFL football season the way it began, with a loss. We'll tell you more about today's game on the 5th quarter. It's next.
Thank you, Aunt Martha. No, not believable. Try. Thanks. Thanks.
Joel, pretend she just gave you a sundae. But she gives me stuff like this. Try again.
Hey, kids, look who's here.
Thank you, Aunt Melissa.
You're welcome.
This Christmas, give something kids love. McDonald's gift certificates, just 50 cents each or 10 for $5.
It is a sundae.
It's a good time for the great taste. Joel, say thank you. Oh, McDonald's.
I forgot.
This is Wile E. Coyote. He's been trying to catch that guy for years. What makes him think he can now? Ah, the Donnelly Directory. It's not the same old Yellow Pages. It's maps, guides, and coupons. It's a complete, colorful Yellow Pages that's better and easier to use. Won't he ever learn? Oh, no. Good thinking. The Donnelly Directory. That was close. The Donnelly Directory. It's a better Yellow Pages and much, much more.
Tomorrow at 4 on Divorce Court.
Tonight, I walk into the studio, I popped in to speak to Emily, and I found her and this Ranger guy on the floor really going at it. And I knew right then and there our relationship was over.
Then at 4:30 on the all-new Dating Game.
How you were going to show me that you're a big American hero?
I've got a lot of faith in the police system, and I probably run and get help.
Divorce Court, tomorrow at 4, followed by the all-new Dating Game at 4:30 here on Channel 11.
I'm David Johnson, wishing you the happiest of holidays.
Welcome to Fifth Quarter, brought to you by Burger King. This is a Burger King town. We know how burgers should be. Iron City Beer, celebrating 125 years of quality, integrity, and tradition. By Landmark, people to people, it's a better way to bank. And your nearby Subaru Superstars dealer. And now your host, Jim Brinson. And good afternoon, everybody. Well, you can't say that the Steelers just laid down on the job and let Kansas City win the game easily and cruise into the playoffs. Just didn't happen that way this afternoon. As at Three Rivers Stadium, your final score, the Chiefs 24 and the Steelers 19, but it was the Chiefs' special teams which really was the difference in this game. Now, let's check out what else is happening around the NFL this afternoon. Beginning first with the Bengals and the Jets. Now in the fourth quarter, it is 52-21. All Kansas City. Boomer Esiason, 5 touchdown passes. Riverfront is where they're playing this contest. We'll pick it up, and yes, there is the Bengal Tiger. He came to see the game, and he didn't like what he saw first, however, as Bobby Humphries takes the opening kickoff here. Will scoot to the near sideline, outrun everybody, and go 96 yards for the touchdown quickly. The extra point was good, 7-0 in favor of the Jets. Then, on the fake field goal attempt, it's the backup QB, Pat Ryan, scooting to the outside, an 11-yard run here, enough for a first down to keep the drive alive. That sets up another Jet touchdown. Freeman McNeil, 6 yards, breaking Bengal tacklers and going into the end zone, and the Jets were moving right along. But then, it was time for Boomer Esiason to turn things around. Here, he goes to his favorite target, Chris Collinsworth, 12 yards, the touchdown. Jets come back, however. Another touchdown here for Freeman McNeil, but now they are in the second half, and it is all Cincinnati at this time, as Boomer, as I mentioned before, has thrown 5 touchdown passes, and they're rolling. Speaking of rolling, the Cleveland Browns, definitely for real. They deserve to be the AFC Central Division champions. They are crushing the Chargers of San Diego, 44-17. We'll pick it up for you right now. In Cleveland, right here, Bernie Kosar hands it off to Herman Fontenot, and yes, Fontenot can throw it to a wide-open Webster Slaughter, 46 yards and the touchdown right there. Now, it is time, however, for Dan Fouts and company to rally back into this contest. Fouts here drops quickly back to throw. He'll find Wes Chandler in the end zone, 17 yards and the touchdown right here. However, Kosar wasn't finished. Watch the pass to Brian Brennan, but the defender goes right by him. He didn't touch him. That means Brennan can get up, goes into the end zone for the touchdown, 57 yards, and the completion and the TD. And as right now, it is San Diego getting crushed by Cleveland. Moving right along as we continue with Buffalo and Houston. And right now in the fourth quarter, 16-7, the Oilers taking the Buffalo Bills. Yes, Jim Kelly has the lone touchdown pass in the game for Buffalo. Elsewhere on the board, a game just getting underway, Cowboys and Bears, and Doug Flutie will get the start at quarterback for Chicago this afternoon. In a fourth quarter right now, it is 21-14. The Redskins out in front of the Philadelphia Eagles. A lot of people thought the Eagles would win this game because the Redskins were still suffering lots of injuries, and they might be flat coming into this game. But Jay Schrader and George Rogers brought the Skins back after it was the Eagles who got on the board first, with Randall Cunningham getting into the end zone there for the touchdown on the 1-yard quarterback sneak. Then on the subsequent kickoff here, it is a fumble recovery right here by Charles Crawford. That'll set up Anthony Toney with a 2-yard run into the end zone right there, but now it is 21-14 as Washington has come back. A couple of Jay Schrader touchdown passes, this one here to Don Warren, also a George Rogers touchdown run, and right now it is the Eagles who are on the short end of the stick in that game. Falcons final now over the Lions at 20-6. 20-6 in that game. Elsewhere on the board, 33-10, Vikings beating up on the New Orleans Saints in the fourth quarter. A couple of highlights from this one. Tommy Kramer didn't see any action, still out with the injury. So Wade Wilson, his replacement, in. Touchdown right there to Steve Jordan. That wasn't enough for you. How about this one? This play will go to Darren Nelson. It'll cover 30 yards and another touchdown. And then it's Wilson again to Steve Jordan, 14 yards. Right now, the Minnesota Vikings cruising right along. In the meantime, in the Vinny Testaverde Bowl, the Tampa Bay Bucks apparently are going to win that opportunity to draft Testaverde. Cardinals leading right now at 21-17, and that is in the fourth quarter. Not much time left in the game. Lehman Bennett, of course, the head coach for Tampa Bay, looking on, but we've got a couple of plays that'll make you stand up on your chair and start to scream. At least I did when I watched it. Watch this here. On the punt return, this is Vas Sikahema, and he will take the punt here and maneuver past everybody, go 71 yards for the touchdown. And that's only the beginning, because Sikahema's got another treat for everybody as he takes a bow. He's going to do it again. This one isn't 71 yards. It's a little shorter, only 60. But Vas Sikahema showing everybody in St. Louis truly some exciting plays. All right, an afternoon game just getting underway right now. It's the Colts and the Raiders in the first quarter, and no score on the board there. When we return, we'll be going live to the Steeler locker room and getting comments from players and coaches following the defeat at the hands of the Chiefs. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
I just got myself a great new job. So, I said to myself, well, get yourself established. Get a bank. Mellon, PNB, Landmark. Is Landmark a bank? Well, they've got checking with a personal line of credit, great savings plans, high-interest money market accounts, and a brand new way to buy a car with really low payments. So I said to myself, why don't you go to Landmark? It's even better than a bank. And then I said, good idea.
People to people. It's just a better way to bank. Landmark.
People are disappointed with the traction they're getting from their present car, which is why more and more of them are looking into the #1 four-wheel drive car in America at their Subaru dealer.
Where you are sitting is only a short drive to your nearest Subaru dealer.
Ain't nothing like the real thing, baby.
This holiday season, serve the very best at any gathering. Serve delicious chicken tenders from Burger King.
Ain't nothing like the real thing.
Chicken tenders are all white meat breast fillets, not formed bits and pieces of chicken like McNuggets. Plus, they're cooked in 100% vegetable oil. So pick up chicken tenders from Burger King. This holiday, how could you serve anything less than the best?
Ain't nothing like the real thing, baby.
City and you. We've been working together for a century or more. 125 years of integrity, quality, and tradition. Iron. Always was, always will be. Pumping iron.
Jim Brinson back again in the fifth quarter studios. We'll be going live to the Steeler locker room in just a moment. The final score this afternoon, as you see it on the board, 24-19. The Chiefs winning over the Steelers, and with that victory, Kansas City gets in as a wild card team in the AFC. All right, let's go down to the Steeler locker room. Sam Nover standing by now with Mark Malone. Sam.
Yeah, Jimmy, I just looked up at the scoreboard. It didn't have to be that way, and nobody knows that better than Mark Malone. You know, when you think the Steelers started out 1-6 and finished the season at 6-10 and should have beat the Chiefs today, it certainly bodes well, I would think, for 1987, but I know that doesn't compensate for the loss today. You know you should have won this game.
Well, yeah, today's game, I think, was kind of like a synopsis of the whole season. Areas of our football team have played well at times, especially when we've been healthy, but we found ways to lose football games. I guarantee you one thing, Kansas City did not win this football game. It was given to them as a gift, and regardless of the effort that was put out on the football field, the bottom line is you lost a football game, and that's the hard thing to swallow.
I know you can't separate the football game in terms of the verdict of it, but if you just extract the offense today and look at the number of yards you threw for, at last look I saw you over 350 yards, you move the ball on the ground, and think about the growth of the offense and the growth of Mark Malone. Does that please you? Can, in this moment of darkness, you be pleased with that?
Well, it's encouraging. Walter Abercrombie came on to have a great year. Ernest is having a great year. We got our line healthy. Preston Gothard was in the offense more this year. We started to do some different things with different sets, and we started to become a little bit more versatile offensively. And there are some encouraging signs. There's no doubt about that, Sam. And if there's one thing I want to do is make sure we rectify what we have to rectify, so we don't have to go through this again next year.
Mark, we just saw the touchdown run by you. We saw reverses today. We saw screens set up from one end of the sideline to the other. All of a sudden, the last game of the season, things that you might not have used all year long, you threw into one football game. Why?
Well, we've used some of those things sporadically along the year. The problem is we got into a situation with their defense that their outside linebackers became a little bit more aggressive than what we had seen on film. So we started to take advantage with a few plays that have been in our offense all year long, but you don't get a chance to use them all the time, and the opportunity in the game must present itself, and we felt that it did this afternoon.
Describe the touchdown run. It was a dandy. You made a great move, too, to get in.
Yeah, just, again, a situation we've been running strong side, inside traps, outside traps, and we've been having a little trouble with the weak side linebacker outside was chasing the plays down from behind. And very similar to the play in Houston this year, and we decided to run the play again and set it up, make them think it's going to be the trap strong side and let that guy try to chase it. And, just keep the football. And the wide receiver did a great job giving me a little interference. And you have to be able to do those kinds of things on occasion as a quarterback, I think.
I know it's no pleasure sitting out, but I must tell you publicly that I was a doubting Thomas about Mark Malone, and I think I've grown as you have grown and have a lot more confidence in you now. I think a lot of people may feel a little bit more comfortable going into the offseason.
Well, I'd hope so. I worked awfully hard at it, and I'm not really concerned about the doubting Thomases around this city or in the National Football League. I'm concerned about myself, my peers, the people in this room, and the coaching staff, and I think you're well aware of that.
Yep.
And I'm going to do everything I can to be the best football player I can be and to make sure this football team wins. And what people think as we make that journey is regardless of the point.
Thank you, Mark, very much. Have a nice offseason, and hopefully next year better things. All right, Jim, let's go back to you in the studio now. We'll return to the Steeler locker room with more post-game live right after this.
All right, thank you very much, Sam, and quarterback Mark Malone. When we return, back at the Steeler locker room, right after we take this commercial, time out.
This holiday season, have a party with Chicken Tender's 25-piece party pack from Burger King. All white meat chicken breast fillets cooked in 100% vegetable oil. So quick, open up a 25-piece party pack and have fun. Because there ain't nothing like the real thing.
Here's a great idea for Christmas. Gift certificates from Burger King. 50 cents each or book for $5.
This is a Burger King town.
A great way to say Happy Holidays from Burger King.
In 1981, the French ski team missed an important meet. And in '86, the Italians ran into a small problem. But for 10 years, the four-wheel drive Subaru has helped the U.S. ski team get a jump on the competition. Except in '84, when the Swedish women's team broke down. Subaru, the official car of the U.S. ski team.
Where you are sitting is only a short drive to your nearest Subaru dealer.
Hello? Hey. Hello? Call by 12 o'clock. Pull your pants.
Lots of people with telephones not made by AT&T are reporting some kind of complaint. When was the last time you had a complaint with an AT&T phone? If you've had it with second-class phones, get an AT&T phone now and receive up to $20 in free AT&T long-distance calling. AT&T, the right choice.
Do you know what time it is? It's time a TV station gave you a complete local newscast before you start the day. It's time you got traffic reports, the time and temperature when you need them most. It's time you knew that Channel 11 News has the only 30-minute local newscast at 6:30 in the morning. Find out what's happened overnight, what's going to happen today, and the information you need to get the edge. Just in time, Channel 11 News brings you Starting Today, tomorrow morning at 6:30, only on Channel 11.
24-19, the final. Kansas City Chiefs are in the playoffs. Steelers have the off-season to think about it. Let's go back down now to Sam Nover in the locker room. Sammy.
Yeah, Jim, I don't know if you realize it or not, but John Stallworth had 3 catches today, and he's now tied for 19th on the all-time career list. And the question is, will he go any higher? It's what every media person is standing around waiting to ask you, John. Will there be a chance for 15th and maybe something above that next year?
I think there's always a chance for that. I really hadn't thought about it a whole lot right now. During the off-season, I feel a little bit better, and my body will feel a little bit better. I'll make a decision then. Right now, I just, would like to have had the win today. I would like to have had our ball club to end the season that way and to go into next year with a real positive attitude and a win to boot in our last football game this year.
In the event that this is the last game you ever play for the Pittsburgh Steelers, I asked our producer to put together a little highlight tape that our viewers can watch of some of the remarkable things that you've given the city and this football club. And I'd hate to have to bid you goodbye, but if so, are you leaning that way? I mean, is it a possibility? Has it become more distinct each year?
I think it becomes more distinct each year, but right now I'm not leaning either way. I'm standing straight up. And, would like to have had a better season this year, personally, and I had some injuries early on and some ominous predictions that was going to be the end of my career, and it hadn't been the end of my career. And I think that there's a chance that I might come back, but again, I just hadn't made the decision yet.
Will the decision be at all based on the team? I mean, whether or not you believe this team can start winning almost immediately, beginning with next year?
I believe that right now, that next year is going to be a better football team, that the injuries hurt us early on in the year. Had some young people that need to grow up a little bit. And I think we're going to be better for that. We've had another year of development for a quarterback that I think is going to be a really good quarterback in this league. He's learned his capabilities, knows what he likes to do on the football field. And he's going to come into next year with those thoughts in mind. So I think we're going to be a better team offensively. I think we played extremely well during the course of the year defensively. Offensively, we put ourselves in some bad situations. Yeah. And if we can play well, eliminate some of the mistakes during the course of the year, we're going to be a better football club.
Well, I look forward to seeing you at camp in July, but in the event we don't, thanks for everything. You've been tremendous, John. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay. John Stallworth, Jim, and we'll return here again. Maybe take a look at the defense, who played extremely well today. I think it's obvious. The special teams gave up the 3 touchdowns, but the defense was absolutely flawless. We'll return after we go back to you.
All right, Sam, thank you very much. Repeating the final score once again, 24-19 in favor of the Chiefs. The Chiefs are definitely in the playoffs in the AFC. All right, more of 5th quarter when we return right after this. Time up.
A lot of people are disappointed with the traction they're getting from their present car, which is why more and more of them are looking into the #1 4-wheel drive car in America at their Subaru dealer.
Where you are sitting is only a short drive to your nearest Subaru dealer.
This holiday season, have a party with Chicken Tenders 25-piece party pack from Burger King. All white meat chicken breast fillets cooked in 100% vegetable oil. So quick, open up a 25-piece party pack and have fun, because there ain't nothing like the real thing.
Here's a great idea for Christmas. Gift certificates from Burger King. 50 cents each or book for $5.
This is a Burger King town.
A great way to say Happy Holidays from Burger King.
When Tom and I decided to start a small business, I said, let's go to a big bank. He said, a big bank makes you feel small. Let's go to Landmark. I said, is that a bank? He said, if it's not, then why can't they give us a line of credit? I said, yeah, but is it a bank? He said, if it's not, then why can't they give us a business checking account?
On top of that, a payroll retirement program? On top of that?
I said, hey, wait a minute, I got an idea. Let's go to Landmark. It's even better than a bank. He said, okay.
That's what I said.
That's what I said. You said, okay.
People to people. It's just a better way to bank. Landmark.
You're looking at Buell's Miniature Railroad and Village, one of the bright spots of Christmas here in Pittsburgh. I'm Della Cruz, wishing you and yours the happiest of holidays.
Coming up right after fifth quarter, Bill Cosby's home movie, so make sure you stay tuned to Channel 11 to watch that. It is pretty entertaining. All right, we've talked about offense the last couple of interviews. Let's go back now down to Sam, and we've got some defense. Sammy.
Yeah, we got the one Pro Bowler with us, Jim, and he certainly played like one today. A couple of sacks, Mike Merriweather, and an interception, and the defense must have been terribly frustrated. I mean, virtually shut down the Kansas City offense. I think they had less than 200 yards total offense.
We came out there and tried to stop the running game, and we did a pretty good job of that. Well, it just kind of worked out to their favor that they kind of played a little bit better on the specialty teams.
Yeah, you've got, I think we're talking about the Merriweather interception here. You want to describe that baby for me?
Oh, yeah, well, it was pretty much a zone drop, and I had a switch on the tight end, and I just had to cover him, and I turned around just in time for the ball, put a couple of moves on.
You know, we talked with Mark Malone a few minutes ago about how he grew as the season went on from a 1-6 record. He got better, team got better. It's evident the defense got better, too, and you must feel a little bit better going into next summer.
Well, definitely. We know what we have to work on, and that's just everybody playing together. Just everybody improve in the offseason, just getting in a little bit better shape, and we'll be okay.
Mike, you talked during the entire course of the year about the fact it was not a banner Merriweather year. I mean, you weren't playing vintage Merriweather, yet the Pro Bowl recognition, and then you come out today and play as well as you've played all season.
Well, it's just, you know, I just had a great opportunity today, and I just took advantage of the opportunities today. Just went hard.
Okay, buddy. Have a nice one. Enjoy Hawaii. I know you will.
I will.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thanks very much. All right. Jim, that should just about do it. Obviously, this team is not feeling particularly good about itself at 6-10, but they have come a long way since their 1-6 start, and I would think there is certainly reason to be optimistic about next year. There's some quality football players around here, and hopefully with a better draft and with the people on the injured reserve list and with the maturation of Mark Malone and some of the people along with him, namely Walter Abercrombie, who certainly has become a quality running back. There's been a lot of controversy about him over the course of the year, but I think these guys have proven to be quality football players. They just need some help. So hopefully that'll all come next year. Reporting live from the Steeler locker room, this is Sam Nover. Jim Brinson, back to you.
All right, Sam, thank you very much. By the way, happy holidays, my friend.
Same to you, my friend.
All right. And that takes care of fifth quarter. Of course, it was a what you would call a down, I suppose, Steeler year. And for Sam and myself and the entire fifth quarter staff, we enjoyed bringing the show to you. And thank you very much for watching. Again, the final score, 24-19. The Chiefs go on to the playoffs. The Steelers stay home. I'm Jim Brinson. Happy holidays, everybody. Good afternoon.
The fifth quarter has been brought to you by Burger King. This is a Burger King town. We know how burgers should be. Iron City Beer, celebrating 125 years of quality, integrity, and tradition. By Landmark, people to people. It's a better way to bank. And your nearby Subaru Superstars dealer.
Happy holidays from all of us at Great American Federal.
Great American Federal, member FSLIC.
Stereo television. Once you hear how great it sounds on a Zenith, you'll think we invented it. We did. Zenith. Quality.
How do you learn to operate a Zenith VCR? Easy. Our instruction tape shows you the way.
Zenith. Quality.
You know, this is really a happy season, a time when family and friends take the time to enjoy each other's company. So all the independent owners of Shop and Save and their employees want to take the time to tell you how much we've enjoyed your company throughout the year. Over 1 million of you shop at Shop and Save every week, and we think that's just great. Matter of fact, we hope to provide you with all your holiday fixins, so you'll have wonderful dinners throughout the season. Happy holidays from all of us at Shop and Save.
Tonight on Nightlife, we have TV star and Broadway actor Rex Smith. Join us.
Tonight at 12:30 here on Channel 11.
We now join our regularly scheduled program already in progress.
Now, here's our host, Bill Cosby.
Thank you. Well, all right. So, I just want you at home to calm down. Now, I know you read all those names, and the first thing you did was you said, oh, wait a minute, Marge, come here. This show's got everybody who's ever existed. I'm not kidding. Bring pad and pencil. We're going to take down and call our lawyer if we don't see them all. See, what you're about to see is the stars in their private lives, you know, that thing that they cherish, and they're shooting movies of themselves. And it's so funny. I mean, you would really think that people who had worked with Darrell F. Martin Farms would won the Academy Award on behalf of myself, and we shot, and guys who wait for 12 years for the sun to be in the right place, and they spend $18 million, and they say, don't shoot yet, it would give you some of the great home movies of all times. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm happy to say that this is not true. You're going to see these people being themselves. I mean, out of focus, on focus, forget focus, hope focus. A lot of hope focus. We've got movies of stars celebrating, hanging around the house, being with their kids, and taking vacations.
I'm in love. I don't know who with, but just in love. It's Mexico.
Burt Reynolds. If I could be like anybody, I'd like to be like Burt Reynolds. He's daring. He's macho. Although I've been married 20 years, and my wife has given me a macho-ectomy. He's got millions of ladies all over the world crazy about him, but privately, he's different. Tonight, you're going to meet Burt Reynolds, the experienced sportsman. Friday, mostly fishing.
Well, it's 6:30 now. We've been sitting here since 5:30 waiting to go out. But the captain says the fish are really boiling. I don't know if he means they're boiling or they're boiling. Anyway, the roar of the engines, the sea breeze on my face, out for another day of upchucking, sunstroke, and fish.
Oh, boy, this has got to be a 45-foot, 800-ton marlin swordfish that you'll have to have mounted. Reel him in. Oh, well, reel him out.
Saturday, mostly golfing.
That's right, listen up. Golfers got to relax now. Dance around the green. Circle the green. Stick out your tongue. Line up the ball. Keep your left arm straight. Your knee bent. Toes in. Head down. Now hit the ball.
That's a good shot.
I can't hold the camera still.
Sunday, mostly resting.
Well, I just come out here to check on the band. Got a good band here tonight. Jazz combo. Just enjoying the view.
Burt Reynolds. Now, about this place. See, I just wanted you to know what a movie mogul's projection room might look like. See, the mogul doesn't have a projector in this room. He has another room for the projector, see? And there's a man in there. He lives in there. This man lives very, very well. And he sleeps. And then the mogul presses the thing, and he pushes down. He says, hello, Fred.
Yes, Mr. Mogul.
So then he says, roll 'em, Fred.
Yes, Mr. Mogul.
See, then the mogul sits back, and when he wants to view a movie, he just presses a button, and the screen comes right on down out of the ceiling like this. Comes down out of the ceiling, see? And other things begin to happen while the mogul is there. I'm talking mogul. So, now, I want you to see this here, see? There you go. This, in the old days, see, I ran the projector. And I'm telling you, to be the projectionist meant that you were an intellectual, because this was the definition of uncertainty. See? And anyway, I'll get all of this set up, and then we'll be back with Hollywood's private home movie.
The private films of Dean Martin, Jane Fonda, Eric Estrada, and Brooke Shields when we return.
The name Progresso means progress in Italian. But we don't put too much progress in our soup. Where we come from, you don't fool around with a classic soup recipe, which is why our minestrone is still a classic. We still think chicken noodle soup should be more chicken than noodle. That may not be progress, but it's delicious. It's not that Progresso is against progress. It's just that too much progress would spoil the Progresso.
Let her go.
We took two of the world's toughest trucks and a 400-foot cliff. And this is the truck made by Tonka.
Hi, I'm John Starr with the Pittsburgh Steelers. When I was growing up in Alabama, my mom, dad, brothers, and sisters and I shared so many happy hours together. I still remember the warmth and the laughter as though it was only yesterday. Family and Children's Services knows the importance of the family. That's why we put together a great packet of fun ideas for your family to do together. To get your copy, write Family and Children's Services or call them at 261-3623. Be a part of your family. It's the best team there is.
Here's the snap to Jerry Newsom from the tailback position. Newsom cuts to the outside, gets a block. He's at the 35, the 30, Wido in front of him at the 25, the 20, the 15, the 10, 5. One more cut against the grain. He runs through a tackle. Touchdown.
This Steeler Flashback's been brought to you by Jerry Newsom Chevrolet, where you can lease a new 87 S10 pickup fully equipped, no money down, and only $138.46 a month. Or an 87 Caprice Classic sedan fully equipped, no money down, pay only $228.74 a month. Jerry Newsom Chevrolet, Route 51 North, Uniontown.
We have some special footage of stars when they were young, and tonight, thought it might be fun if you tried to guess who they are. Starting with this young lady right here.
That's me in Central Park in New York City when I was 2 years old. Do you know who I am, Bill?
No? Okay, give me a hint.
It was 15 years ago when I was just a kid.
That means you're 17 years old and makes you still a kid.
Oh, come on.
Well, give me another clue.
My lagoon is blue and my love is endless.
Yeah, I know. You're Lionel Richie.
No, Brooke Shields.
Oh, well, that's easy for you to say. How about that, huh? You remember a show called Leave It to Beaver? Well, the beaver was played by Jerry Mathers. Jerry's family had a dog. You take a dog, a parent, and a kid. You take away the parent, and the dog will eat the kid. Now, here's the kid and the dog. Proof. The dog is trying to eat the kid. Now, the parent will always tell the kid that the dog is a good dog. Don't tease the dog, and the dog won't hurt you. The minute the parent is gone, the dog eats the kid again. She took to acting the way she took to water. She's only 18 years old now, but she's already a television star on Little House, A New Beginning. Say hello to Melissa Gilbert. This dark-haired boy became a big macho star. He's a Chip off the old block. You don't get it. Chip, the star of Chips. Eric Estrada. Don't tell me you knew it all the time. Now, this little lady, look at those eyes. The mouth, the chin. Here's a hint. She looks a lot like her dad, and he was a famous actor. Sure, she's Jane Fonda. Lots of little girls like to put on makeup and dream they're stars. This little girl's dreams came true. As a child, she starred at the Grand Ole Opry, and when she grew up, she became everyone's sweetheart, Barbara Mandrell. For this youngster, these happy days were happy days. Get it? You're looking at Potsy Anson Williams. What's wrong with this picture? Correct. Mom's safe in the playpen and the baby's getting dinner ready. You're looking at one of the stars of Archie Bunker's Place, Danielle Brisebois. This girl is a real pearl and grew up to win the heart of the Fonz, Linda Pearl. This group of youngsters wasn't just a family, they were an act. This young lady recently got married. She's a little bit country, and her brother was a little bit rock and roll. The family? The Osmonds. The boy, Donnie. The girl, Marie. Donnie and Marie.
This is my first performance. Age, 1 week. All I know for sure is that's me and my mom and the nurse, and I'm wondering what all the fuss is about. This is St. Vincent's Hospital in Portland, Oregon. That's my mom, Margaret Caroline, and we're going home. My very first trip. Obviously, I'm not the least bit camera shy. Where does the time go when you're growing up? I'm 2.5 years old, and that's my sister Sue, and she's 4.5, and we went everywhere together. Her friends at school called her Strut Butt. Can you tell why? Those summers went on forever when we'd dance on the beach just because the air was warm and we were happy. This little delight is my little girl. Her name is Samantha. Here we are at a mother-daughter fashion show for charity. She doesn't seem to be camera shy either. I know I'm being a typical mother, but isn't she a wonderful little girl? Best thing I've ever done.
Of course, she's Sally Struthers. Now, we took the home movies of Dean Martin, added a little music, and it came out like this.
Everybody loves somebody sometime. Everybody falls in love somehow. Something in your kiss just told me my sometime is now. Everybody finds somebody someplace. There's no telling where love may appear. Something in my heart keeps saying my someplace is here. If I had it in my power, I would arrange for every girl to have your charm. And every minute, every hour, every boy would find what I find in your arms. Everybody loves somebody sometime. And although my dream was overdue, your love made it well worth waiting for someone like you. Everybody loves somebody sometime.
That's an awe ending. That's when everybody at home looks as awe. Now, this is Lodge Cunningham. Now, Lodge here was a sound man in Hollywood, and he was the first one of the men allowed to bring his own camera to the studio lot and on location to take pictures. Lodge wanted to have his picture taken with some of the sets and the props in the background. But certain pushy types, they see the camera, get all excited, always want to get into the picture with him. So let's take a look at Lodge trying to get a picture of himself. Poor Lodge Cunningham. Oh, come on, Cary Grant, hogging the scene with that old banana gag, please. Sure, Glenn, you starred in Gilda. Let Lodge take his picture by himself, please. Out in the desert, who shows up in a tank? The legendary Humphrey Bogart. Lodge must really be steamed. Look how he's pretending to be pleasant to Joel McRae. Tim Ford, look how Broderick Crawford is trying to get the center of attention. At last, someone who doesn't want his picture taken. Montgomery Clift. He's making sure Lodge doesn't get his picture taken either. Rochester, fresh from a visit with Mr. Benny, can't resist getting into Lodge's spotlight. Poor Lodge. Here's Al Jolson mugging in front of his camera. A man in his boat, but who ruins the shot? A young upstart named Earl Flynn. Now, another home movie tip. This is an extension cord, which I always had a problem with at home. The new ones here. The old days, they just had 2 of these. I don't know, this third one's supposed to save your life for some reason. But you always get one like this, which has 2, and you have 3. So you really want to see this movie real good. So you keep going, magic, magic, please, magic, 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 magic. Now, you are all set to show the film. You have the proper extension cord with the proper adapter plug. The projector's aimed in the general vicinity of a screen or light-colored wall. Now, you say, dim the lights, and you turn it on. Another home movie tip. Always have a flashlight handy in case you blow a fuse. We'll be right back with more of Hollywood's home movies right after this.
Hey, you're right. And the simpler I make my life, the happier I am. I went to the gym, came home, and colored my hair. It was nice and easy. You thought it was my natural color? I can't believe you didn't know. Thanks. Bill says it feels great. I think it feels like silk. I've got to go. Bill's family's coming for dinner. Yeah, the whole family. How can I sound so relaxed? Nice and easy. That's my style.
Wouldn't it be nice to keep fresh flavor? Oster thought so too.
Presenting the Oster Coffee Maker with flavor-tight insulated pot